It's winter here at Princeton University. Nassau Hall needs heat. Where does the heat come from? The answer to this question is more intriguing than you might expect. In the next few minutes, we're going to explain how Princeton is reimagining the way we heat and cool campus, and why it matters in the fight against climate change. I'm Forrest Meggers, energy researcher.
And I'm Ted Borer, energy plant director. In 2021, Princeton started the installation of a campus-wide heating and cooling system that combines two important technologies, heat pumps and a huge underground storage system known as Geo-exchange.
Heat pumps and Geo-exchange are not new technologies, but what is new is combining them together at such a massive scale for the purpose of eliminating carbon emissions. Ted, you're going to be operating this system. Tell us how it works.
Let's go back to your Nassau Hall example, which is a good place to start because Nassau Hall is still heated for now by the same steam system we've been operating for over a century. When the building needs heat, the heat is created in our West Energy plant where we burn natural gas to create hot steam. This hot steam is sent through underground pipes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit to Nassau Hall where it warms the building. The energy plant is already fairly efficient, but those steam pipes underground are more than 100 years old and will need to be replaced soon. Also, burning natural gas releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and we're committed as an institution to stop these emissions.
So how does a big campus like Princeton get off of natural gas for heating? The first thing you do is replace those old steam pipes with hot water pipes. Instead of 450 degrees for steam, water can be heated up to just 140 degrees. This critical change from steam to hot water allows everything else we're doing to be massively more efficient.
The next important question is, what's the most efficient way to heat water up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit without producing CO2? It all happens in this beautiful new plant on campus that we call the Tiger. Behind me are two heat pumps. Instead of burning natural gas, they draw electricity from the grid to heat water.
The inner workings of a heat pump are kind of complex. They have compressors, condensers, evaporators, expansion valves, and special refrigerants, but the device itself is familiar to most people. The refrigerator in your house is a heat pump, an air conditioner is a heat pump. Here's the general principle that's important to understand. It requires a lot of energy to create heat by burning something. Some of that heat is always going to be lost, but it takes a lot less energy to just move heat from one place to another. That's what heat pumps, air conditioners, and refrigerators all do. They use a little bit of electricity to move a lot of heat.
Another key point, because heat pumps run on electricity instead of fossil fuels and are vastly more efficient, they represent a significant opportunity to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The electricity grid is not yet carbon-free, but it's getting cleaner every year.
If the only change Princeton made was to convert from burning natural gas to electric heat pumps, this would represent a significant improvement to our heating efficiency on campus. But what's even more exciting is how we're bringing Geo-exchange into the equation.
Think of this Geo-exchange as a giant battery that stores heat until it's needed, and then pulls that heat back to Tiger to supercharge the efficiency of our heat pumps. The battery is rock, deep below campus.
So far we've talked about heating buildings at Princeton, but we cool them as well, using cold water and another set of water pipes. Imagine now it's summer at Princeton. When cold water gets piped from the chillers at our West Energy plant to Nassau Hall, it picks up heat from the building and then comes back to the plant about 15 degrees warmer. In the past, we'd send this heat out into the atmosphere as waste heat by using a cooling tower. What if we could store that heat until we needed it? That's the principle behind Geo-exchange. In 2021, Princeton started the process of drilling over 2,000 boreholes on campus, each 600 to 850 feet deep. This is a huge undertaking, but what it allows us to do is send this heated water underground in the summer within an enormous network of closed-loop piping. Through conduction, the rock underground picks up the heat from the water and stores it. Based on our data so far, the temperature of the rock beneath the campus will increase from about 57 degrees to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, right beside the Geo-exchange boreholes.
And now for the magic. It's winter again at Princeton University. The genomics building needs heat, and it's already hooked into our new system. The heat pumps in Tiger draw heat out of that ground that's been heated up to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Then uses this heat plus a little clean electricity from the grid to raise the temperature of this water to 140 degrees and move that heat into the building, and everyone there feels warm and toasty. That might not sound like a big deal, but when you run the numbers, the improvement we see is phenomenal. Under the old steam heating system, when we input 1 unit of energy, we could only move 3/4 of that energy into a campus building. Using hot water, heat pumps, and Geo-exchange together, when we input 1 unit of energy from the grid, we can now move 4 units of energy to a campus building. The new system is more than 5 times more efficient. One day in the near future, every building on campus will be hooked into this fantastic system.